All right, team. It is another late night live stream. Hey, it worked last night. I'm a superstitious type. I'm a sports guy, especially a baseball guy. We're superstitious, okay? So we may have to make this a tradition as long as it keeps working for us. As Bitcoin now is trading at $64,700. So last night we were talking, it spiked up and hit 61, and I was talking about how wound up it was and how light Bitcoin is. There's guys who are great at technical analysis out there. Some guys I mentioned yesterday, Crypto Capital Ventures, Dan. He's probably the best technical analysis guy. That's not really me. I'll look at certain basic things, but for me, I look how light the action is, and there's nothing that trades lighter than Bitcoin. I've never seen anything like it. It's so light, even when it gets hit, when it moves lower, and even sometimes when it draws back big time. Remember, we went up to 60, almost 62 the first time it came back to 51. And it still never felt like it was really heavy, even though it moved that much. It moves, it's very, very light moving. We were in this, and this is the 1 hour chart. So we were in this range here for a while, and we could zoom this out and you can look at, there's an even bigger range that we were in for a really long time. Before we were able to break that even. But man, breaking to the upside, and everything I have in my wallet is up. If you own crypto that's down right now, I seriously feel for you because everything's winning. People are asking me about Bitcoin. I'm the guy who posts about Bitcoin. So when it goes up, people are like, "How do I buy it, bro? What's the deal?" But when we had this breakout, and this was overnight, basically. This was 1 a.m. We woke up to this here on the West Coast, where I am in California, and just woke up to that candle. That's a see you later. We're moving on. We're moving on. But not only that, this is what excites me about it. Look at the channel that was created after that move. Hardly any pullback at all. Just boom, just nice. And see, this is what we mean by Bitcoin getting less volatile. I have a few facts I'm going to share with you today too that are pretty cool. But Bitcoin being less volatile, it's trading sideways more. It's trending higher slightly. We're not seeing these massive runs up, and this is a good thing. I know everyone gets impatient with the sideways movement, but from a technical standpoint, this is good. This is good. Sideways is good. Slightly moving higher is good. Time's on our side. Crypto trades 24/7. And so because of this, and there's so many good things happening, and Wall Street's still on the way, and they haven't really participated in this yet, but they're on the way. They 100% are. And you're just going to continue to see this demand. There's a supply issue here. Okay, there's a supply issue for Bitcoin. So much Bitcoin is being pulled off the market and out of circulation every day into cold storage. And there's so many more people becoming aware of it, but there's still a huge chunk of the population. Let's say 99% of people still don't really understand what this is, how it works, how to buy it, should they be in it. I mean, an enormous upside here in Bitcoin. So this looks really, really good. I did want to show you a couple things. I thought this was really interesting. How about this for a fact? Let's see. I'm going to get myself out of the way here. We're learning here. Well, anyway, I can't get myself out of the way. Can you get yourself out of the way? This not work. So I thought this was really, really interesting. And these kinds of things we're going to see continue to happen. Bitcoin, gosh, I'm still in the way. Bitcoin is bigger than the entire Brazilian stock market. There. That's it. Bitcoin is bigger than the entire stock market in Brazil. The entire thing, which is totally nuts. If you think about it, because Brazil is a self-sustained country. Just they have a lot of really cool things going on. This, all right, let's look at, let's do this one next. So I think that this might be one of the coolest. So frustrating. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. This might be one of the coolest things. And and one of the most encouraging. And we showed you the graph last night, which pretty much just says if we see the same sort of action in Bitcoin for this epoch as we did the previous one, we could see 480 coming up on 500,000 in this cycle easily. However, when you look at this also kind of shows you, is this accelerating? So after the first halving, there were 52 new all-time highs. You can kind of see the action here: big run up, pull back, big run up, and then kind of the slow pullback and rounding off, which is also bullish. Then the 2016 halving, a continuation of this nice rounding off, and 74 all-time highs. So all-time high just means within the day where you made a new all-time high. And each time you make a new all-time high, it's recorded as such. So the quantity doesn't matter that much. But look at how quickly we're getting to all-time highs here, and just look at the difference in the trajectories. That's really, really interesting. This is a really good looking. I mean, this is a great looking as well, but you can kind of see that same sort of trajectory and pullback. And we very well may experience the same thing here. 30 new all-time highs this epoch already, but massive price movement. Remember, this is on a logarithmic scale. So this goes from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 in price. So if this were a non-logarithmic chart, it would be way more parabolic to the upside. But this just shows you how it's going right along that path. And we're only 30 all-time highs in. There is a lot of room to go on Bitcoin here. Next stop is 95 grand. That's the bottom line. So I'll save all the drama for your mama. The next stop here for Bitcoin is 95,000 bucks. So pretty exciting stuff. It's always nice to have an all-time high. You want to see that. Obviously, we think that we could see a bunch of new all-time highs. Tomorrow is Coinbase. So here's the play with Coinbase tomorrow. I don't think any of the Coinbase employees who are allowed legally to sell their stock tomorrow are going to do it. A lot of people think that might create buying opportunities. I don't think it will. History has shown us with this type of thing that there will be a better day to buy the stock than the day of the IPO with a hot commodity like this. Now we could be wrong about that though, but unlikely tomorrow. If you want to get into the game tomorrow, my suggestion would be this: put in a bid, put it way under the action, under the opening action, and see if you get filled. Put it at a reasonable spot. We don't know what this thing. I don't know if they've actually finalized what the IPO price is going to be for tomorrow yet or not. I know it's been changing a lot. It's been going up. This happens. The same thing happened to Google. And you know what? I didn't buy Google because they increased the price of the IPO 50% on me. I had shares reserved and everything. It was $80. They changed it to 120 at the last second, and I said, "Screw you guys." An idiot I am. Stupid, stubborn idiot. So anyway, new all-time high for Bitcoin. Other coins are going crazy. The only ones I own: Ripple, Cardano, Ethereum. Everything's up. Everything looks great. Crypto's crushing. I think what we're seeing here is you're seeing a leak of some of the big money moving into cryptocurrency, and I'm talking about when we say big money, we're talking about funds looking at different crypto investments, getting schooled and educated on crypto, and looking for different opportunities there. I don't know what's going on with Ripple. I don't know why it's running away, but I think clearly whatever legal issues they're dealing with, somebody knows that those are all set. And there are some people who believe with Ripple that the whole legal issue that's going on was just a bargaining chip. I mean, if you were going to if you wanted to really negotiate hard with someone, you would sue them first, right? And that's kind of seems what's happened. Could that be what's going on? We'll see. But Ripple just continues to run, and as it should. It's the number one used cryptocurrency. It is the most applicable. It is the most likely one that would be used on a global scale if there were an actual cryptocurrency. We got to remember, Bitcoin, we don't really look at Bitcoin as a currency. Bitcoin is a store of value. It is digital real estate. There's only so much of it. And there's coins coming out of circulation in mass every single day. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, and supposedly Satoshi has 1 million, so there's 20 million. Okay, they're not being made, and there's no more that are going to be made. I mean, they're being mined right now, but beyond that 21 million, no more will be made beyond that. So we know there's only so much Bitcoin, you have a limited supply and increasing demand, you're going to see prices go higher. And that's what we're seeing. So this is all great stuff, fun stuff. Let's go back here and take a look. This is we're trying to get to 65,000 with high here on Binance was 64,967. So we got to 64,967 right there. And this is on the 1 hour chart, which is about as far as I usually zoom in. If we look at the daily, I was taking a look at this just because it was so interesting to me. I mean, look how beautiful this is. You know, people, one of the things that people have been yelling at me for, a lot of people have been yelling at me lately as a Bitcoin boy and, you know, trying to put me in my place and tell me what I should know about how all this stuff works. It's been very, very interesting. And, you know, what's really interesting though, if you look at this, look how actually beautiful and predictable and stable this move looks. And we're going back into last year. Okay. This is getting you to December. If you go all the way over here where my, to this side, you're going to see, that's what early October. So this goes all the way to October 6th. So from October 6th, look, this is very, very small candles, nothing crazy. I mean, those candles are all very, very uneventful. And then we start getting a move here. And this happened in early December. Big move here, created this, you know, I call this a bull flag here. And that's the reason I had this already drawn on there was because, you know, I was looking at that and going, yeah, I think we're going to run higher from there. And this is, you know, at 31,000. But then look at these moves. Up, little pullback. Big move up, pullback. Big move up, pullback. Now we're on the move up again. I mean, that's very, very sustained, running right with the moving averages, extremely predictable. Trajectory is higher. I mean, seriously, show me a prettier chart. I don't think you can even draw one. I mean, this is just as good as it gets. It's as good as it looks. A buddy of mine was texting me tonight. He goes, okay. He said, I'm buying 2 Bitcoins tomorrow. Or he said, I'm buying 2 Bitcoins. When should I buy them? How should I do it? My advice to him was to do it ASAP. That was earlier tonight when Bitcoin was at around, I think, 63,000 and maybe 63.5 or something like that. Just get them while you still can, because one day here soon, this thing feels like it's winding up again. To be honest, one day here soon, Bitcoin is going to shoot higher. We've seen this happen with it before. It's poised to do it. There's a bunch of money coming in from all sorts of different directions. Bitcoin is going to run way higher in a short period of time. It's going to run up to 90, 100,000, something like that. And we probably won't see the 50s ever again. I mean, maybe. I think we can say that 40s are probably out. 50s might be out. When that run happens, you're going to be like, man, 65,000, I should have bought everything I could. You know, so this is an inevitable situation. Hodl, okay? Just accumulate. People are trying to talk about when to sell. Don't sell. Do not sell. Buy, accumulate, hold, hodl, hold on for dear life. That's all you got to do. It's a beautiful, beautiful chart. It couldn't look any better. And as we say that right now, let's go to the hourly and look at what this thing is doing. Just beautifully right in this channel. Gosh, that's pretty. That looks so good. That trajectory is so nice right there. And what's really, really, really exciting about where this is right at this minute is that there is no resistance. There's nothing up here. We're in outer space right now. And what's exciting about Bitcoin is Bitcoin can take a situation like this where it's in outer space. I see your question, Khalid. I'm going to get to it in a second. Let me put it up. I will talk about it in a second. So we're in outer space, which means a parabolic move higher could happen. But I'll tell you, I don't even really want it to happen that way, but I think it's going to happen. We just have too much money coming in. There's too many people who want exposure. You know, the everything that you can research is saying Bitcoin is going to go much higher. So yeah, I say get it while you can. That's the best I got for you. Get it while you still can. Don't worry about paying, 65,000, and then a few days later it's at 62 or 63, and you're like, oh man, beating yourself up over a couple grand. These coins are worth $1 million. You need to operate in your life as if these coins are worth $1 million already, as they undoubtedly will be. Clee, good question here. He says, what do you think about Dogecoin? I don't know much about Dogecoin, to be honest with you. I think it's to me, it feels sort of like it's a garbage bin kind of situation where I don't know that there's really anything fundamental underlying there that would be super sexy to me. Most of the cryptos, I'm not like just a huge crypto guy in general. I have Ripple because it's the most widely used. To me, seems to be the most adaptable and the one that could really over long haul could blow up and be a big deal. I have about 5,000, which isn't that much. But if it's $1,000 XRP one day, that's $5 million, and that's something that could happen. Cardano just has so many things going for it. For $1, when I got it for 5,000 Cardano, so I'm just barely trickling in some of these other ones. Ethereum, I have like 5 Ethereum. So I just sort of dabble in some of these ones. Ethereum, I really believe in, long term, also in growing really well. And so XRP, Cardano, Ethereum, I feel really, really good about those. Bitcoin, I feel the best about though, way the best about it. And that's why I have 90% or 95, whatever it is, of my crypto investments in Bitcoin. I think that the altcoins are going to do well. There are some that aren't, and I don't know which is which. So Khalid, that's my problem, is I don't know which one of these shit coins is going to be worth anything and which one isn't. And because I have no idea, I just can't go there. I don't know about Dogecoin. I know there's a lot of people excited about it. And I know it's at like 10 cents. And if you buy 10 grand, you have this many. And maybe that'll work out. If you want to put a little, like I'm telling you, I have 3 different cryptos. I have some little speculative buckets, 5 grand. You want to put 5 grand in Dogecoin and you can afford it. And that's not a big deal to you. If it goes down to 1,000 or $500, when I first bought my Ripple, I bought it at the top, almost $3 I pay for, which is near the all-time high. So I'm still down on that one ultimately. But I still believe in it long term as being, hey, I don't care what I paid for. I have 5,000 Ripple. What's that going to be worth in 10 years? And that's the way to look at it, in my opinion. And I've been buying a ton of Bitcoin, and that's where I think it's at, man. So thanks for asking the question, chiming in. We try to keep this open. Late night live stream Bitcoin action. That is what we have going on here. I did. If you're like me, you wish there was a 24/7 news network for cryptocurrency. And I promise you there will be. I'm actually working with a buddy of mine who owns a media company to try to make it happen. There will be eventually. It's the market. It's the new way of the market. And everything else is going to have to follow. The new market is 24/7 global, free, open, transparent. That's the new market. That's what people want. And so news organizations and journalists and media, you're going to have to follow along with that. You're going to create opportunities. There's going to be guys, like some of the guys out there that already kill it here on YouTube talking about crypto. There's going to be tons of those guys. And those guys honestly could benefit from the, a platform like that just as well. They'd be guests on, that kind of network and be giving their 2 cents and cross-pollinating audiences and information. I mean, how cool would that be to have a channel you could turn on at any time and know you're going to get crypto news, top stories, charts, technical analysis on different, on different cryptocurrencies. There's no doubt that that's coming, and whoever does it is $1 billion idea. So I'm sharing that and telling you that I'm trying to do it, and just because I want someone to do it, it needs to be there. So you can see here, we kind of had a little sideways action here, just, but this is really, really good. This sideways action is so good because look what it leads to. Bitcoin is so light. I mean, the supply shock of nothing else just makes it so light. So this sideways action, when you see that, that's your buying opportunity. Okay. So sideways action is your buying opportunity in Bitcoin. Whenever we have that going on, that's when you need to pull the trigger. Will there be another bear market in Bitcoin in the future of Bitcoin? Of course, at some point there will be, of course. Is that going to be anytime now? No. The next bear market might not be until we hit 1 million or something. I mean, who knows? You know, and then it pulls back to 800,000. People go, oh, we lost 20%. And then you and I with our 10 coins are sitting there going, so, you know, and I know people who have hundreds of coins, hundreds, and they're already rich, wildly. And so imagine when we're at 500,000, 800,000, and even those of us with just a few coins are rich. And that day's coming. You know, that day is definitely coming. And Bitcoin is, I think, the sure bet here. These other ones, you know, Litecoin, people are telling me about different cryptocurrencies every day. You know, this one, that one, this one's doing this one's doing that. There's no question that the cryptocurrency market is going to ultimately suck a tremendous amount of market cap and investment dollars out of the stock market. There's no doubt about it. And you can do that one retail trader at a time, one retail investor at a time, or you can do it en masse via the institutions. And the institutions are just starting to dip their toe in the water of crypto, particularly Bitcoin, and they're having massive success. So what do you think happens next? If you're a fund manager and you put money into Grayscale, Bitcoin Trust, whatever, and you are up massively on it, what do you think happens to the other fund managers who didn't get in on that? Well, obviously, their investors roll and go with the guy who knew where to make money, and they have to come in. They have no choice because the investors are going to ask, do we have Bitcoin in this fund? How much Bitcoin do we have? They want in on it. They want the safety, but they want the gains more. And once it becomes visible, once it becomes indisputable, and it really already is, but when it becomes even more obvious that anyone can see it, that Bitcoin is actually very, very stable, you're going to see massive amounts of money come in. And we're going to need it. You know, we're going to need it because the move to, you know, from here to 100 and from 100 to 250 and 250 to 500 and 500 to 1 million and 1 million to 5 million, all those moves are going to require a lot of money coming into Bitcoin. So we're going to need it. We're going to need it if we get to that $5 million coin. I think 1 million is inevitable. Past that, we'll see. You know, we'll see. I think 1 million, we can pretty much count on that. There's definitely a 20x left in this. And there could be 100x left in this. Totally. There could still be 100 bagger left in Bitcoin. You could be this late and still have 100 bagger because the adoption is so low. So yeah, exciting times. All right, so we're going for a twofer. You know, we had luck with the late night live stream last night, so we're doing it again. Hodl, my friends, buy Bitcoin, don't sell. Tell your friends. Be nice. Let them know the path to wealth and the future. It all starts here. Have a good night, guys.